My boss humiliated me in front of the entire office. He called me useless, a waste of payroll, and even joked that I'd be gone by next quarter. 3 months later, he was the one being escorted out of the building. And the best part? I didn't even have to raise my voice to do it. If you ever had a boss who took credit for your work, treated you like dirt, or made your job miserable, this one's for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready, because this story is about how quiet revenge and smart planning can do what shouting never could. Last year, I landed what I thought was my dream job, marketing analyst for a fast-growing tech firm. The pay was solid, the office looked like something out of a Silicon Valley brochure, and the team seemed friendly. But then I met Greg, my new boss. Greg was the kind of manager who thought intimidation was leadership. Late 40s, shiny Rolex, permanent smirk. The type who says teamwork, but means do my work. On my first week, I stayed late to polish a presentation deck. The next morning, Greg presented to upper management as his own. No mention of me. No thank you. Just a self-satisfied grin when they applauded. I told myself to stay calm, to prove my value over time. But Greg had other plans. Over the next few weeks, Greg made me his favorite target. If something went wrong, it was my fault. If something went right, he personally oversaw it. During one Monday meeting, in front of 15 coworkers, he said, "I swear, if we could replace OP with ChatGPT, we'd double productivity." Everyone laughed awkwardly. I wanted to disappear. But inside, I made a promise. That was the last time he'd humiliate me without consequences. 2 months later, Greg gave me access to a shared folder containing campaign data. That's when I noticed something strange. Several invoices labeled consulting fees, all charged to the same company. Except that company didn't exist. I ran a quick check. Fake EIN, fake address. Greg was billing the company for external consulting, but the payments were going straight into a personal account. He was stealing from the company, and I had the proof. Timestamps, transactions, even his signature on a few fake approval forms. I knew I had 2 options. Ignore it and keep my head down. Play it smart, and make sure the truth came out the right way. I chose option 2. Instead of going straight to HR, I started collecting everything. Screenshots, logs, email trails, even Slack messages where he bragged about managing vendor payments. Then I created a full report, organized, time-stamped, cross-referenced. And here's the twist. I didn't send it to HR. I sent it directly to the CFO and legal department, labeled Potential Internal Fraud, Documentation Attached. Within 24 hours, an internal audit was launched. Greg had no idea what was coming. He strutted into the office as usual, barking orders, bragging about his golf game, completely unaware that his consulting company was being dissected line by line by corporate attorneys. It took exactly 1 week. On Friday morning, HR called Greg into a closed-door meeting. 30 minutes later, security escorted him out. No laptop, no files, no goodbye speech. Rumors spread fast. He'd been caught embezzling nearly $45,000 in fake invoices. He was facing both termination and legal charges. The same people he used to mock, they were whispering, smiling, even high-fiving in the break room. And me, that same afternoon, I got an email from upper management. "We appreciate your diligence and professionalism during this audit. Please see attached promotion offer." I had just been promoted to team lead, Greg's old position. A few months later, word got around that Greg tried to apply to another firm in the same city. But guess who his reference check went through? Our company's HR department, the one that fired him. Let's just say his leadership record didn't survive that phone call. Meanwhile, I rebuilt the team culture he had destroyed. We celebrated birthdays, helped each other out, and actually enjoyed our work again. The irony? All Greg had to do was treat people decently. But his greed and ego turned into the perfect trap, one he built himself. The day I cleared out his desk on my own, I found his old coffee mug, the one that said, #OneBoss. I didn't throw it away. I kept it. A reminder that real power doesn't come from titles or threats. It comes from integrity, patience, and knowing exactly when to strike. Greg taught me something I'll never forget. Revenge doesn't always mean shouting or fighting back. Sometimes it's letting the truth do the talking and watching karma do the rest. If this story gave you that deep, satisfying feeling of workplace justice, smash that like button. Tell me in the comments. Backhand index pointing right, have you ever had a boss who got what they deserved? And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories of revenge, karma, and poetic justice that prove good people always win in the end. Would you like me to write the next story in the same format about a toxic coworker who gets exposed, or a CEO who underestimated an intern and paid the price?